Goodman Show.
Throwback Thursday.
Personal appearances. I was real curious about. What kind of security force did you have? Because I when I was a youngster, was taken to many of your appearances. You were mobbed. I was just curious. It looked like security was never really adequate.
Well, I'll tell you.
You got that one right.
Most of our security forces.
Let me tell you, boy.
Most of the security forces, they were tied up in Washington with the president.
I see.
So we got the leftovers.
So basically, every man for himself, is that what you're saying?
Right.
Okay. You got to remember this, you know, I mean, if I'm going to stand right, you and I are going to stand toe to toe, and I'm going to start taking a swing at you, you know about how high that's going to be. Now, you can imagine how high a child's going to be when a child is swinging. So we had a lot of different feelings and accidents in those times.
Give me a story. You got to have billions. Got an interesting story from one of your personal appearances?
Well, you know, I've told this story a lot of times, and this is a very interesting story, and it shows how neat people are. Mm-hmm. It happened on a Halloween. There was...
Wait, there's Fred and Ethel.
Fred and Ethel, right.
Yeah, good going.
It was a Halloween costume.
Julius.
It was a Halloween costume party at a large department store. And there must have been 200 or 300 kids that were made up in costumes. And the judges went down the line, and I was one of the judges, and we selected 10 finalists. And then finally, it came down to 2 people. And the grand prize was a bicycle for the winner. The one child was dressed like Little Bo Peep. She was 4 years old. She had a crook, and she had 2 little poodles for lambs. Really cute. The other one was about a 10-year-old boy who had a homemade costume, and it was very funny. It's hard to describe, but it was homemade, and it was very funny. And I didn't know which one to select because I didn't want any of the mothers coming up and saying, you should have picked my child. So I held my hand over the little girl, and the crowd applauded, and then I held my hand over the 11-year-old boy, and the crowd applauded, and the little girl won. Well, she won the bicycle, and the mother came up to me and said, you know, JP, my daughter's only 4 years old, and she can't ride that bicycle. Why don't you give it to that boy? And the boy started crying, and I started crying, and the store manager started crying, and it was such a wonderful gesture. And the manager came out and told the mother of the little girl that she could have any toy in the store, which I thought was terrific.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great story.
It is. It very definitely is.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. Scholar, do you agree? Okay,
and that's all for folks.
Spud Goodman to a new low. Spud Goodman get to a new low. Spud new low.